Hey guys, welcome back to Music Talk with John. Today I'm at the Home Depot. Today is the home cleanup renovation version of If You Like This, You Might Like This. It's a weird title. It doesn't flow well, but it's kind of what it is. Anyway, I am here to get a carpet machine and start my day. I'm going to be cleaning some carpets and laying down some floors in the bathroom. So the first song I started with today, is, I always say Dire Maker, but it's Jamaica by Led Zeppelin. So I'm gonna start with that and let's see where it takes us. So I got my floor machine and I listened to, still want to say Dire Maker, listen to Jamaica while that was happening. Here's my cool floor machine. Fancy, huh? Like it? Cool. So I listened to Jamaica while I was kind of waiting around and they were getting stuff and whatever. And the next song that came up was The Ocean. So hopefully we're going to get through Led Zeppelin. I think it did it like this last time. It gave me another song by the same artist, same album, but then it moved on. So we'll see where we go from here. But I like The Ocean, so I'll be listening to that on my little road trip home. Okay, yeah, always like The Ocean. And then my favorite part is this part right here. So that little breakdown part, I like that. But then the song, that part makes sense with the rest of the song. It's like a breakdown and it builds back up. But then the ending of it's like complete left turn, almost like, you know, when I would listen to this album and not really pay attention, just be doing other things, listen to the album, I always thought the end of The Ocean was a different song, just going into a different song. But it's the same song, but it's so weird. You know, this part right here. So you see what I mean? It like makes that change from that hard riff driven into this, you know, like into this, I don't know, it's so funky how they did that and how they put that together. I have to read up on that. So what's the next song? We're out of the Led Zeppelin into the Beatles. Out of the Led Zeppelins into the Beatles. Fool on the Hill, one of my favorite Beatles songs. I could probably say that anytime a Beatles song comes, like, hey, this is one of my favorite Beatles songs. Because I don't think there's any Beatles songs I don't like. I can listen to them all, hum to them all, sing along to them all. So this is from the Magical Mystery Tour and The Fool on the Hill. Love it. So give it a listen.
But the fool on the hill sees the sun going down.
Okay, so The Fool on the Hill. So yeah, I like the melody of it, just everything about the production, the bass popping through there, the piccolo or the flute just doing its thing with that kind of simpleton sound, you know what I mean? I don't know how to describe it. It's like a aloof kind of sound it makes. It's very cool how it complements the song. So we've gone from Led Zeppelin to the Beatles, and now we are on the Rolling Stones. One of my favorite albums by them, Let It Bleed and Gimme Shelter. Freaking great, awesome driving song. Love that song. That one and Beggar's Banquet those are my two favorite Rolling Stones albums. So we're covering the monsters of rock, right, of music right now. And I so wonder what's next. Pink Floyd. So we'll see what happens next, but let's listen to, I'll give Me Shelter another listen. No complaints here. Okay, so I've arrived home with the cleaner, ready to go. Sprinklers are going off over here. And yeah, love Give Me Shelter, especially this part right here, the chorus. Right, killer. Yeah. Just a shot. I don't know who does the backups on that. I think this came up in my last one. I forgot to look up who did the backups in there, but what a killer voice. Those female backups just really compliment Mick Jagger's sound. So where did I put my phone? The next one that came up, and what did I say? What's the next band that's going to come up? Am I predicting my own If You Like This, You Might Like This thing? Because it's not exactly classic era Pink Floyd, but a song I love. I don't know if you guys can see it. Learning to Fly, Pink Floyd. Look at that. So we're on a roll here so far. A lot of songs I like. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a listen and get this bad boy into the house. Okay, so I got it inside, and there's a strange child behind me. That is not one of my children. We're just putting up frames to see how it looked. So that's been up there for a while, but I have no blonde children. So it's interesting. So there's Floor Machine ready to go. Child complaining upstairs like always, so perfect. And so yeah, Pink Floyd, Learning to Fly. I love that song. Here's a little sample.
Into the distance, room of black.
And then the next song that came up was, talk about monsters of rock, Jimi Hendrix, Up From the Skies, from Axis Bold as Love. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a listen. Okay, so I'm in the bathroom, I'm getting the Floor Machine set up, but I came in here for a minute so you can see where we're starting. Well, not we're starting, I've tore up all the floors and we just started putting down the wood floor there, which is kind of cool. Took care of all the water fixtures there and there. That was a little fun. I got them, because you had to take them off to get the cabinet out the way they had done it, and then I put them back on and they were leaking, and finally they stopped leaking, so hopefully they're all done leaking, especially now that the wood floors are down. So that was Hendrix, Up From the Skies. It's probably not like my favorite Hendrix song, but it's cool, and it definitely, when you're listening to the album, it fits in fine. It's not one I would probably just go and listen to just randomly because I'm in the mood for it. Really whacked out lyrics, something about into your eye and the vacuum in your mind or something, pretty wild. Then the next one that came up here is from Eat a Peach, another classic rock band, the Allman Brothers. Eat a Peach. This is, what's this called? Ain't Wasting Time No More. Ain't Wasting Time No More. I don't think I'm familiar with this one. I'll have to give it a listen and find out. So here I go. Okay, so that was Ain't Wasting Time No More. So I know the song. Once it kicked in, I knew the song. It's one of the songs that, again, what was the song I did recently? It was an Allman Brothers song. Maybe Sweet Melissa. Where it's like, yeah, I know it, I've heard it, but I've never really paid attention to it. So this is a good opportunity to give it a good listen, and I'm gonna have to get that Eat a Peach album. I don't know why I've been holding off, but so many good songs on there. I'm gonna have to get this thing. And I think the record store has a one of those 50-year anniversary or whatever deals where it was remastered. So I'm looking forward to that. There's a cool painting by one of my daughters, Jessica, from first grade. Look at that, look at that, look at that artistic style, first grader. Look at that, genius. So, Ain't Wasting Time No More. If you don't know it, here's a sample. And the next song that came up, definitely familiar with this song. Gonna give it a nice listen, but from, it's a 2004 remaster of Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. So we got some Fleetwood Mac in there. So I'm gonna dig it.
You can go your own way.
Okay, so I'm heading back to Home Depot actually to bring back the woodcutter. I kept listening, but I didn't have time to film in between, so I'm gonna get you caught up here as to how it flowed. Because it got really busy. I started cutting floors, my wife was measuring and kind of working the floors, and I came in to help her do cuts, and in between I was cleaning the floors with the floor machine. So what's cool about the you know, next kind of thing is I can actually go back and go forward again, and it goes back right through the same songs again. So these are the songs I experienced. So I left you off with Fleetwood Mac, what do you call it? Go Your Own Way, great song. The next song on there was this cool version of Can't Find My Way Home by Bonnie Raitt. So here's a sample of it.
Come down on your own and leave your body alone.
It's a cool version of the Blind Faith song. That's a gem as far as I'm concerned. I'm not sure what album that's from. It's from a collection, where that came from, but I've never heard her do that song before. She, you know, her voice is like it's sharp as a knife, and that voice is and it's cool because she always has that bluesy feel to her voice. So she has some soul and some feel to her singing always. So really like that version. The next one that came up was Badge by Cream off of the Goodbye album. So here's a sample of that one.
Thinking about the times you drove in my car.
definitely like a more poppier version song for Cream, right? Not so psychedelic or hard rock. It's more poppy for Cream, but it still has the reverb and things like that, that openness to it that still reminds you or still puts it in its place like in the 60s with those recordings. So I always liked Badge. It's probably one of the songs that kind of got me into Cream, believe it or not, as much as I do like White Room and Sunshine Your Love and all that stuff. And then this part right here is a favorite part of the song too. Right, so cool, like there's another Clapton song off of Journeyman, Old Love, where it kind of slows down like that and goes into a riff very similar to Badge. I think it was Old Love. Bad Love? No, not Old Love. I can't remember, but there's a song out there. I'll play it for you here so you can get an idea. Okay, so it was Bad Love by Clapton. That part, I don't know if you tell me if you think it reminds you of it, but if you listen to the whole song Bad Love, it does that breakdown and or not quite like Badge, but it just, I don't know, the riff kind of reminded me of Badge every time I hear it. So then the next one that came up was Sloop John B, off of a great album, the Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys. Okay, Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys is interesting because when I was getting back into the vinyl community and I was trying to get, purchase, swoop up, whatever, certain albums that I've had in my collection and certain ones that have been in my mind as great albums, like I had to get Blind Faith, I had to get John Mayall and the Blues Breakers, I had to get certain, albums, Billy Joel, everything, and Pet Sounds was one of them, and I got it. I got a copy, I think, from Kingfish got a collection of albums from a DJ. So I remember it having like a little sticker on the side of it, and it had like BE or something. I don't know if that's how they used it to put them in order. But anyway, I remember at my album that I have at home having that. Anyway, the controversy in the DC is you have these people that are diehard Pet Sounds fans, and then you have people that are like, and I think I'm in the category because I remember listening to it and going, yeah, there's a couple really good songs on there, like the one that came up, Sloop John B, great, beautiful song, and I even have a version of Johnny Cash doing it off of an album that I picked up by him. And it's not called Sloop John B, I forgot the name of it, but I'll play him. I'll play here's Sloop John B by the Beach Boys.
We come on the Sloop John B, my grandfather and...
Okay, right, so there's Sloop John B. And then Johnny Cash did this version of it right here, so let me play that for you.
We sailed on the ship John B, my grandfather and me.
So it's I Want to Go Home, that's what it's called. And what was the album? I have this album, it's a cool album. Songs of Our Soil, right? Yeah, Songs of Our Soil. So that was you probably already saw it, but that's that one. Then, alright, so past the Beach Boys, the next song was a song I'm very familiar with because it's a Billy Joel song. So glad to see him included in here. I always need my Billy Joel fix, right? I'm sure you guys do too. And this is The Entertainer off of his third album. I always think it's the second, but Cold Spring counts. So, third album, Street Life Serenade, 74, something like that. So here's a sample of Entertainer. The Entertainer.
I am the entertainer, and I know just where I stand.
So The Entertainer, one of my favorites, especially as a teenage kid. You hear the stuff that Billy Joel's singing about, the perks of being a rock star. So just a favorite song of mine. It's one that I thought was okay. I just liked the lyrics of it when I was younger, but it grew on me later. And the whole Street Life album, all his albums really are just perfect for me. Just a couple songs towards the end of the career that I'm like, I could take or leave. So that was pretty much it. I had stopped it at one point because I had to kind of get focused and I couldn't hear the music because of the machine and all that. So that the next one I'm going to play you is the last song that came up before I went and took this stuff back. So I'm leaving Home Depot right now. So it is, and I'm going to pull over once again for you guys. I'm in the parking lot, playing it safe. I can talk to you guys. See, people get nervous when I'm talking, but what's the difference between talking, because I'm looking at the road and just talking, and having somebody in the car? I'm not always looking at them like it's a movie, so it's like I'm talking to you guys. So anyway, I can see where people get nervous and I hold stuff up while I'm moving. I get it. So the next one that came up is definitely a favorite of mine. And I like this album. It's hard to find a good copy of it. And they don't really redo any Neil Diamond, but it's Cracklin' Rosie off of Taproot Manuscript. Still a decent album by Neil Diamond before he got, a little flaky there. So here's Cracklin' Rosie.
Ah, Cracklin' Rosie, get on board.
So that's Cracklin' Rosie. It also had a big song. Did he write it? I don't know, because I know the Righteous Brothers did it also. But He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, was on this also. So did he write that? When did the Righteous Brothers do it? Put it down in the comments below. But here's a sample of He Ain't Heavy.
He ain't heavy, he's my brother.
Okay, so I'm looking it up. You recognize the song? I think they actually played, whose version was it? At the end of Rambo. Didn't they have that when the credits rolled during at the end of one of the Rambo movies? They played that. And it was written by, who was this guy? Kelly Gordon? It's a ballad written by Bobby Scott and Bob Russell. Originally recorded by Kelly Gordon in 1969. Oh, it was the Hollies. I think the Hollies version was at the end of Rambo. The song became a worldwide hit for the Hollies later that year in 69, I guess. And then Neil Diamond did it in 70. And I thought maybe I got the Righteous Brothers confused with the Hollies. Probably. That's probably what I did. And another song off that album that I used to love as a kid and I still get a kick out of, it's called The Lion. And here's a sample of it.
I am the lion.
So it was a silly song. It had kids singing in a high-pitched voice, semi out of tune. But it was just a fun song that, hey, going in there. And then I Am the Lion. Just loved it as a kid. And so it's a Neil Diamond song that I would like to have my hands on. There's a few. There's probably about 3 or 4 Neil Diamond albums that I'd like to get a copy of. But I can't, even like The Jazz Singer, that's an album that I like. And I can't find a good, clean copy without pops and crackles on it, or a skip or two. But Shiloh's a good album by him. Brother Loves Traveling Salvation Show. I think Shiloh might have been a compilation. But anyway, that's what I have for you guys today. Glad I could share that and share little memories from my childhood. And hope you guys enjoyed that. So I kind of like this little series. If you like this, you might like that. Doing different things. So I did the lawn mowing edition, and now this was the home renovation edition. Anyway, that's what I have for you guys. So leave all your comments below. Tell me how you liked it or didn't like it, or have ideas for me. That's cool. And until next time, I hope you guys enjoy your music and you take care out there, all right? Bye.